here today at media to have our press conference. In the middle of the press conference, or when we're about to end, we got a tip-off that Electrochem brought machines and they are working in within the Yomo Lagoon, where is our deity. So because of this, we the people, the Asla, the Despai, and the Tekpebiawe clan leaders who were at the press conference, we decided to go to see.
Good afternoon, friends of the media and everyone present here today. Thank you all for joining us today, though our notice to you was short. For the records, this is a joint press conference by the Tekpebiawe clan, Ada Songor Lagoon Association, ASLA, and Dangbe East Salt Producers Association, DESPA. And the venue is mid-year, the sacred grounds of the Yumu, the salt goddess deity, on the 6th September 2024. By the authority vested in me, by the principal leaders of the Tekpebiawe clan, the divisional chief Nene Kole the 5th. Sorry, Nene Kole the 4th. Sorry, once again, Nene Kole the 4th. The chief warlord Asabachengwa Glogo Dadebum Anim the 5th. The queen mother Nana Koleki Kole the 1st. The steward father of the clan Numbo Tete Abledu Ayonu. The Libi Wano stroke sword priest of the Adan traditional area Numbo Amate Apedo Ayonu, together with all the high priests and priestesses of Adan, the leadership of Ada Songor Lagoon Association ASLA, the leadership of Dangbe East Salt Producers Association DESPA, Nene Amate Trampa, the acting chief of Mid-Year, whose grounds we convey today, and all the chiefs surrounding the Songor Lagoon, the aged, the youth, and the young. It is my unalloyed pleasure to welcome you to this press conference. Today we have some important issues to address regarding the Songor Lagoon, our livelihood, our inheritance, and our future. We appreciate your time and attention, and we are eager to provide valuable information and insight. Following our remarks, you will be able to ask questions. We encourage open dialogue and are here to address any concern you may be having concerning our presser. Without further delay, let's get started. To commence, we would like to use this medium to express our unalloyed and profound gratitude to the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, presided by His Right Honourable Speaker, Aban Sumani Kingsford Bagbin, for how the House addressed our Songor issue with justice and integrity. We are grateful and feel a sense of belonging to our motherland, Ghana. Our gratitude will be incomplete if we fail to acknowledge all the honourable members of Parliament for their contributions on the issue on the floor of Parliament, as well as those who physically engage us at the committee sittings. We say thank you to all honourable members of Parliament. Recent unfolding events or issues, which include the following, necessitated this urgent presser. A. Listing of Electrochem on the Ghana Stock Exchange. B. Electrochem rolling out a scheme purportedly called the outgrower system, better still sharing of land or ceding part of their disputed and illegally acquired concession to their supporters. C. Parliament decision to adopt the subcommittee's report, which we were made to understand was single-handedly prepared by an individual and submitted by the committee's chairman. D. Electrochem fallacies in the report submitted to Parliament. And the last one, Adan Traditional Council's loud silence on the happenings in Adan shook the sins of the Traditional Council. We wish to express the above issues in details, to spell out our position on the issues very clearly, without any ambiguities whatsoever. Listing of Electrochem on the Ghana Stock Exchange. The Tekwebiara clan had already written to the managing director of Ghana Stock Exchange through their counsel or lawyer dated on the 26th of August 2024, caption, covered listing of Electrochem Ghana Ltd on the Ghana Stock Exchange. We have a copies of the said letters for publication by the media. Collectively, we stand by the timely intervention by the clan and commend the principal leaders for this vital move. Our position is due to the following. After critically assessing the implications of the company being listed on the stock exchange, we contended that the 3 leases granted to Electrochem are legally questionable because the project does not advance the objectives of PNDC Law 287, which envisages the development of a salt industry in Ada with the participation of both small and large-scale salt producers. Third World Network Africa clearly stated in their submission to the subcommittee that the president abused his powers in granting the leases to Electrochem. Their submission went on to list a whole host of irregularities in granting of the leases. Unfortunately, the subcommittee ignores Third World Networks Africa's submission entirely in the preparation of their report to Parliament. We will continue to fiercely challenge the legitimacy of these illegal leases and agreements in the law courts and call for the faithful implementation of the law and its tenets. Electrochem's flawed mode of community engagement has been an aggravating factor in the company's conflict with the Ada Songor Lagoon communities. Currently, there is unrest in Ada, a situation that have seen several Ada citizens brutalized and illegally arrested by the state securities acting on behalf of the company. There have been dead linked to the embarrassment of our people. Currently, we have petitioned the Parliament of Ghana to take a second look at the issue. Moreover, different pending court cases are challenging the legitimacy of Electrochem's operation in the Ada Songor. Since the inception of Electrochem's operation, principal leaders of the clan and other well-meaning Ghanaians took legal actions against it, and there are still more to come. The Songor Lagoon had been the only communal space and sole source of sustenance for the inhabitants of the enclave since time immemorial, and we are opposed to and will continue to challenge the lease granted to Electrochem unless a framework that recognizes the role of large, medium, and small-scale producers, salt producers in Ada is implemented. Electrochem rolling out a scheme purportedly called the Outgrowers Scheme, better still sharing land or ceding part of their disputed concession to their long-time supporters. As it stands now, Electrochem has no power. Let me repeat it again. As it stands now, Electrochem has no power to cede an inch of the disputed concession granted to it until Parliament draws the curtains on the matter. The program launched recently was merely to throw dust into the eyes of the good people of Ghana. It is therefore not surprising for some honorable members of Parliament to be seen and heard doubting that Electrochem was ceding part of its concession to the people of Ada. This activity was well calculated, packaged, and served to deceive the general public. We want to set the record straight. The legitimacy of the group purportedly to have benefited from the scheme is questionable. For instance, the elders of the Tekwebiara clan are unaware of the existence of any group within the clan by name Tekwebiara Youth Association. Let me repeat this again. The elders of the Tekwebiara clan are unaware
of the existence of any group within the clan by name Tekpebiawe Youth Association. The existence of such group is highly questionable. As a clan, we strongly hold the view that nobody with the clan's blood running in his or her veins will stoop so low to the extent of pleading to be given an inch of something that is his or her birthright. Electrochem just simply paraded their few fake royal supporters for just a fanfare land sharing. Most of the signposts erected on the day of their launch on portions of the land were immediately removed the same day and conveyed back to their factory site by their own Nene Sada Odeopio, the company's engineer. Soon after, the numerous journalists invited to witness the function had left. This once again reveals the fraudulent and deceitful nature of the whole scheme. Electrochem cannot, by the purported generosity of their heart, give us portion of something that we own by our birthright. Parliament decision to adopt a report. Parliament decision to adopt a committee's report that we were made to understand was single-handedly prepared and submitted by the committee's chairman. Though not satisfied with the joint committees on energy and mines, a land and forestry report initially, and yesterday's revelation, or 3 days revelation, by the ranking member, Honorable Al-Hassan Sahibu Sihuni, which seemed to suggest that the report is person prepared and not the committee's report, raises serious questions and substantiates our earlier stand on the report. But still, we believe and have faith in the Speaker's wisdom to find an amicable solution that will be beneficial to all parties. The Speaker need not look far. The amicable solution has long been found in the PNDC Law 287 and the Master Plan for Such Development. As people, all we want and yearn for is the faithful implementation of the Master Plan for Such Development in Ada Songor Lagoon, as backed by PNDC Law 287. This has been our firm demand from day one, and we stand by it now, and we shall always demand that in future. It is the only remedy that can solve this dispute on the Ada Songor Lagoon between Electrochem Limited and us. Electrochem's fallacies in the reports submitted to Parliament. Electrochem Ghana Ltd, with every chance for public discourse, cunningly tries to portray itself as if they have elevated Ada to the status from hell to heaven. As if Ada was not on the map of Ghana, and it was their dubious and illegal acquisition of the Songor Salt project that inscribed Ada on the map of Ghana. It is not their fault, because even one of our very own Queen Mother, a very gullible one though, without shame, publicly stated and was on national television, and I quote, Ada used to be a ghost town after Asafo until the coming of Electrochem. Electrochem, unemployment / welfare. This is a company that finds it difficult to address the welfare of its employees. As we speak, 16 of its union members were sacked and are preparing to petition various organizations on the treatment meted out to them by the company. Some of the members, I believe, are here with us today. On the same welfare issue, we may all have heard of one Mr. Al-Hassan Idrisu, a man who was once declared dead but resurfaced miraculously. The mention of the name Al-Hassan sent chills in the spines of many. Once a fearful task force member of the Ada West District Assembly, who later joined Electrochem upon a failed mission at Salom Madagbe, saw him move carpet to Electrochem. At Electrochem, according to a petition, he penned down to Yana Abukari, the first, the overlord of Yendi, caption, the unpleasant manner Dr. Daniel Macaulay of Electrochem is treating me and my team. Mr. Al-Hassan narrated how, together with his team, did risky jobs for Electrochem Limited, even to the point of him nearly losing his life during the Kablevu attack on that terrifying Thursday, 8 September 2022. He was shot in the head by a stray bullet from Electrochem's own Langas, his own team, and had to be operated on at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The hospital bills were fully paid by McDan, but he was left to fend for himself upon being discharged. Currently, he petitioned the palace of Yana Abukari to intervene in the payment of his compensation and that of his team members. Electrochem is simply not a company worth dying for, and we want the youth to use Al-Hassan's predicaments as a case in point. We have with us hard copies of his petition to share with the media. We believe if it goes out in the public domain, not only will he get the needed attention or quick release of his compensation, but will also help save the lives of our young ones who will be tempted to tread the path he earlier took. Finally, the lack of proper welfare and poor working conditions had caused some of the company's security officers to be trading in brine water from the Songor Lagoon, which the company earlier cited to misinform Parliament that they were using to assist local salt farmers for salt production. Just a few weeks ago, 2 people from Kosem, Okowesi, who couldn't meet the demands of one Amate from Salom, a security officer of the company, resulted in the arrest, and the case is still pending at the Sege police station for further investigation. Ada Traditional Council's loud silence on the happenings in Ada, or better still, the sins of the Ada Traditional Council. The Ada Traditional Council, once a respected and cherished council, had currently lost its shine and good name with the coming of the investor. Their quest for money made them lose touch with the people. The council was undoubtedly the direct cause of all the problems in Ada. First and foremost, most of them signed a memorandum of understanding without consulting their respective clan members. Secondly, instead of the investor conducting community engagements to brief people on the scope of its operation. The same chief decided to champion it. Whether they are doing it as a contract or not, they only know. When that backfired, some of them brought in the idea of intimidating the people with lanyards. The investor accepted. Our checks revealed without an iota of doubt that the very first attack at Madagbe Salome on the 5th of February 2021 was planned and executed right from the heart of the traditional Ada Traditional Council, and they are aware of it and shielding the culprits. We have evidence to these facts, and are ready to produce it anytime we are being challenged. As if that is not enough, when most chiefs fight for the interests of their people and stop the government and other state agencies from looting their lands, ours rather clothe themselves in expensive kente cloths, march to the seats of government, boldly and passionately request state securities against their own children. To back our claims, we would like to quote a few online news captions on the above statement. 1. Ghana News Agency, June 5th, 2023, caption: Ada Traditional Council seeks state security for Songor project. 2. The Chronicle, June 6th, 2023. Ada chiefs want Akufo-Addo to clamp down on illegal miners. 3. Daily Guide Network, June 7th, 2023. Protect Songor project, Ada chiefs. 4. Ghana Web, June 9th, 2023. Songor Lagoon, Ada chiefs want tight security to fight illegal mining. After this unneeded call by the Ada Traditional Council, the president granted them their wish. The military officers and the police officers came down. Our homes became their patrolling grounds. Number Kolete Agomeda's life was snatched harshly from him on a very hot sunny afternoon on the 6th of November 2023 at Toflokpo, whilst on his way to Goyi, right at the edge of the Songor Lagoon. The heavens even wet on the day by sending showers of rain to wipe off the blast of Kolete. The Ada Traditional Council members were mute on the deaf. Not even a word of commiserating with the bereaved family came out of their mouth. To date, the killers were still hard to find, like the needle in the ocean. We may not know who killed Margaret Kuwonu, but for Numo Kolete Agomeda, we should know. The clues are clear for all to see. So the big question that is left unanswered is, who killed Numo Kolete Agomeda? As if this is not enough, we have a whole vice president and the second in command of the Ada states, the Maklalu, Nene Agude Obichre, answering a question posed at parliamentary committee sitting that nothing is happening in Adan and that everything is okay in Adan. It has been the initial plan of the paramountcy and the Adan Traditional Council to suspend any chief in the communities around the Songor Lagoon who has a different view on Electrochem's operation. The very plan was communicated audio, and as if a prophecy, it came to reality. The Adan Paramount too, in a letter signed by Nene Abraham Kabu Akwaku III, seeks to force one Asafache Wayo Abiasi Agbonu III as an acting headman, so caretaker chief, just to release Electrochem. This is because the people's chief, Nene Kwesi Dame Boni II, has issues with the company's operations. We have two letters to share today. One from the Paramount too, that acknowledges the existence of Nene Kwesi Dame Boni II and invites him to a solidarity work with Electrochem, dated 29 January 2021, and the later one written on the 3rd September 2021, on the same year, just a few months interval, denying the existence of the chief and seeking to authorize Anna Safache as the caretaker chief of Bonikopi. We have the letters here to share. The move was instantly opposed by the kingmakers of the community with a strong counter letter. You may also have equally heard of the suspension of Nene Gladebo Manim II, chief of Toflopo Salom, Nana Koleke Kole, the first, the royal queen mother of the Tekpebiawe clan, and recently Nene Kole, the fourth, the divisional chief of the same Tekpebiawe clan. That of Nene Kole the fourth, as I speak, is at the law court. One can't simply fall out with their newly found love, Electrochem. When you do so, the paramountcy and the traditional council will disown you. It is so refreshing that the Speaker of Parliament, in his wisdom, directed the Committee on Religious Affairs and Chieftaincy on the Songor issue. We firmly believe all these standing issues will be addressed someday. We also find it so outrageous the role played by the Traditional Council in preventing the use of the late Margaret Kuwanu's memorial ground for the former President and flag bearer of the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and more importantly, issuing a command that ASLA, the Ada Songor Lagoon Association, should not be allowed to have an audience with the former president. To us in ASLA, it is so refreshing to know that the Ada Traditional Council fears us. This is because their actions portray so. On this, ASLA members want to state categorically that we do not need the presence of any political figure to air out our views on the Songor issue. And they cannot prevent us from doing so. Finally, and more importantly, the Ada Traditional Council should stop crying more than the bereaved. The council has no land in Ada. And let me use the very words of our own Libiwano. The Ada Traditional Council cannot boast of 1 teaspoon of land in Ada. We don't have 2 lands in Ada. What we have is clan and family lands. The Songor Lagoon land is solely for the Tepebiawe clan, and as such, they should stop playing speakers, mouthpiece of the Songor lands. Let me repeat here again. The Songor land is solely for the Tepebiawe clan, and as such, the members of the Ada Traditional Council should stop playing the PRO roles of the Songor. Our meeting here today, though we heard just 3 days ago that Electrochem has decided not to adhere to the parliamentary committee's reports on suggestion that they should not desecrate the sacred grounds. But on the contrary, we have seen their machines right here at the heart of the Yombo date. And we want to send this strong warning that just as the Ashantis fought to protect and preserve the golden stool of Ashanti, we the people of Ada have the likes of Yas and Tua in our women, and we are ready and prepared to fight to preserve the very beings of Ada, and that is Yombo. If they care to know, I want to sound this strong warning to the members of the Ada Traditional Council. Our being here in Ada is solely because of Yombo. Because before the Oko clans came to Ada to inherit the land, Yombo exists in this particular land. Yombo exists on this land before the making of the Ada state. And we, the members of the Tepebiawe clan, Asla and Despa, are ready to fight until the last drop of blood to protect and safeguard Yombo's deity. Our humble and respectful request: the best solution to the Songor Lagoon problem is the master plan, the recommendation of which has been well thought of, well documented, properly disseminated, and wholeheartedly accepted by all the chiefs, elders, youth, and the people living around the Songor Lagoon Basin, and was also backed by the PNDC LAW 287. We therefore humbly and respectfully request that all the 3 leases, mining leases, granted to Electrochem Ghana Ltd be terminated, and the Minerals Commission to adopt the recommendation of the master plan for soil development in Ghana, for peace and prosperity for all in the Songor Lagoon Basin. We were not deterred yesterday. We are not deterred today, and we will not be deterred tomorrow. We will fight through and through with all the legal means available to us any means that seeks to monopolize our source of sustenance to a political financier, and with the help of God, together with our ancestors and our deities, we shall win and preserve our livelihood and our human rights as Ghanaian citizens. We will never give up.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you. The document read was signed by the following personalities. 1. Honorable Ebenezer Ajauto, the Secretary. Nene Koli, the 4th, Divisional Chief Tekwebiawe Clan. Asafachangwa Glogo Dadepo Manim, the 5th, Chief Warlord Tekwebiawe Clan. Nana Koleki Kole, the 1st, Divisional Queen Mother Tekwebiawe Clan. Nomo Tete Abledu Ayonu, Stu Father Tekwebiawe Clan. Nomo Lamate Apedo Ayonu, Lipiwano Stroke, Salt Praise of Ada traditional area. Nene Mailo Dadepo Manim, the 2nd, Asles Chairman, so Chief of the Floko. Nomo Kole, Nomo David Kole, Ajauto, Jesper Executive Member. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen from the media. I sit in today for and on behalf of the Retirees Association of the then Songor Project, now Electrochem Ghana, to express our deep dissatisfaction and frustration regarding the persistent refusal of Electrochem Ghana Ltd under the leadership of Daniel Macaulay, popularly known as MacDan, to pay our end of service benefit. In January 2021, MacDan took over the Songor project with the promise of a better future for the company and its stakeholders. However, despite several appeals, negotiations, and legal actions, we, the retirees who gave our lives and labor to this project, have been denied our rightful end of service benefit. This injustice has lingered for too long, and we can no longer remain silent. In our pursuit of justice, ladies and gentlemen, we appeal to the chiefs of Ada, hoping for a resolution through mediation. Unfortunately, even the intervention of the traditional authority has been ignored, further exemplifying the disrespect MacDan has shown towards the workers and the people of Ada. We presented our case to the National Labour Commission thereafter. MacDan, in response, proposed a payment plan to settle the ESB within 2 years. Regrettably, he has failed to honor his own commitment, demonstrating a blatant disregard for both the law and its moral obligations. The matter is currently with Labour Commission as effort by the Commission to compel MacDan to honor his obligation proved futile. We are deeply saddened and outraged by this lack of accountability. Many of our colleagues have fallen ill due to the financial strain caused by the non-payment of our end of service benefit. Tragically, some have even passed away unable to afford basic health care. This is a gross injustice that should not befall any individual, especially those who have dedicated decades of their lives to building this company. It is particularly alarming that MacDan, who often presents himself as a champion of justice and fairness, has turned a blind eye to the suffering of vulnerable retirees. His failure to meet his obligations has left us abandoned without anyone to advocate for our rights. We demand immediate action. MacDan must honor his responsibility and pay us the benefit we are owed. We call on the government, human rights organizations, and all well-meaning Ghanaians to join us in this fight for justice. We have exhausted all legal and peaceful means, yet our plight remains unaddressed. The retired workers of Songor project will not rest until justice is served. We will continue to speak out and resist any attempt to silence us. Our rights, our health, and our dignity are non-negotiable. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a doctor and business guru of MacDan's caliber ought to have known that when you take over a company, whenever you take over an association, you don't only assume the asset of the said company, but you assume both the asset and the liability. And as such, you ought to honor your obligation to pay these retirees their end of service benefit.
We, by this press conference, call on all well-meaning Ghanaians, the Ghana MP caucus, and the entire Ghanaian population to advocate to foil the hand of the oppressor. For an injustice in the land of Ada is a threat to justice everywhere. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, if we sit aloof today and we allow Magdan to prevail in this iniquity, in this wickedness, tomorrow, Magdan will gather momentum. Tomorrow, Magdan will have the vim to not only come after our... Ladies and gentlemen of the media, as I was saying, if we sit aloof and allow the oppressor and allow the wicked man and allow Magdan to prevail in this injustice, he will gather momentum and tomorrow he will come after the sea. He will claim ownership of the sea in Pram, and by that time it will be too late. We are by this extension calling on the MP for our sister constituency. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, we by this press conference calling on the sister MP constituency, Northstone, Okujeto Ablakwa, to put in his voice, to advocate, because if he sits aloof and says it doesn't concern him, tomorrow Magdan will gain the momentum and come after the Volta River. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.